The moment the silk tore, the sound cut through the bar like a scream, and for a heartbeat the entire room froze as if time itself had flinched. Sunlight spilled through tall glass windows, glinting off shattered confidence and spilled drinks, while Mara Ellison stood in the center of it all, her breath caught, her dignity unraveling faster than the threads of the gown that had once made her feel brave. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet power of doing the right thing even when the world feels cruel, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Kindness Journal. Stories like this matter because people like Mara exist all around us. Mara had chosen that dress carefully that morning, smoothing the fabric with trembling hands as daylight poured into her small apartment. It was a pale blue gown she had bought years ago for a wedding she never attended, a dress that had waited patiently for a moment when she would feel worthy of it. She had not worn it for glamour, but for courage. The invitation to the upscale waterfront bar had come from an old college acquaintance who promised a casual daytime celebration, nothing too formal, nothing to fear. Mara believed her. She always believed people, and that was both her gift and her curse. As she walked into the bar, the room smelled of citrus cocktails and polished wood, filled with laughter that felt too loud, too sharp, like it was already aimed at her. She noticed them immediately, the cluster of women leaning against the marble counter, their eyes scanning the room with practiced cruelty. They were dressed in designer labels and effortless confidence, the kind that came from never having been told no. Mara recognized two of them from her past, ghosts from hallways where lockers slammed and whispers followed her like shadows. Time had changed their faces but not their hunger for power. She tried to ignore the way their gazes clung to her gown, lingering like fingers testing fabric. She ordered a drink she barely wanted and stood near the window, telling herself she belonged there as much as anyone else. The first laugh came softly, like a cough. Then another. Mara felt it before she understood it, the tightening in her chest, the old familiar warning. She shifted her weight, hoping to disappear into the daylight, but cruelty has a way of finding those who wish to be unseen. One of them brushed past her, too close, a hand snagging the edge of the gown. The fabric gave way with a sound that echoed far louder than it should have. Gasps rippled through the room as the tear widened, exposing more than skin. It exposed every insecurity Mara had spent years trying to heal. The laughter that followed was sharp and unashamed, and no one moved to stop it. Mara stood frozen, her face burning, her mind screaming to run while her feet refused to obey. She thought of her childhood, of afternoons spent alone with library books because playgrounds felt like battlefields. She thought of the years she worked 2 jobs, saving pennies, believing that if she just kept going, kindness would eventually find her. She clutched the torn fabric with shaking hands, trying to cover herself, trying to hold on to something that felt like dignity. Around her, phones lifted, capturing the moment, turning her pain into entertainment. The daylight that had felt warm minutes earlier now felt like a spotlight she could not escape. What no one in that bar knew was that Mara had rebuilt her life quietly. She had loved quietly too. Her husband, Julian Cross, was not a man who sought attention. He preferred boardrooms to bars, anonymity to applause. He was a billionaire, yes, but more importantly, he was a man who believed that real strength showed itself in gentleness. He and Mara had met volunteering at a community garden, their relationship growing like the seedlings they planted, slow and deliberate. He knew her past, every scar left by careless words and cruel hands. That afternoon, he was late because he had been finalizing the purchase of a failing factory he planned to turn into affordable housing. He never hurried things, except when it came to her. Julian entered the bar to find a room vibrating with discomfort and cruelty, his trained eyes taking in every detail in a single sweep. He saw the torn gown, the way Mara's shoulders curved inward as if she were trying to fold herself into nothing. He saw the smirks, the raised phones, the entitlement dripping from the women who stood too close. The room seemed to tilt as his presence settled into it, a calm, undeniable force. He did not shout. He did not threaten. He simply walked to Mara, removed his jacket, and wrapped it around her shoulders with a tenderness that made the air shift. In that moment, something changed. The laughter died. The phones lowered. Julian's voice, when he finally spoke, was steady, carrying a weight that did not need volume. He addressed the room, not with anger, but with clarity, naming what had happened for what it was. He spoke of dignity, of accountability, of how easy it was to tear someone down and how hard it was to build them back up. The women who had laughed found themselves shrinking under his gaze, not because he humiliated them, but because he refused to let their cruelty go unnoticed. He made it clear that actions had consequences, not through threats, but through truth. The bar manager, suddenly aware of the gravity of the situation, rushed forward, apologies spilling out alongside promises of action. Security moved in, not roughly, but firmly, guiding the instigators away as murmurs filled the room. Julian did not revel in their discomfort. He did not seek revenge. Instead, he turned the moment into a mirror, forcing those responsible to see themselves as they truly were. The women who had once felt powerful now stood small, their confidence unraveling just like the gown they had destroyed. They begged not for mercy, but for the moment to end, for the weight of their actions to be lifted from their shoulders. Mara felt Julian's arm steadying her, felt his presence anchoring her to the present. For the first time since the tear, she breathed deeply. The shame that had wrapped around her heart began to loosen, replaced by something warmer, something stronger. She realized that she was not alone, that she never had been, even in the loneliest moments of her past. The room around them seemed to exhale, tension dissolving into a quiet respect. Strangers approached, offering scarves, kind words, simple human decency. The daylight returned, softer now, kinder. They left the bar together, stepping into the afternoon sun that painted the water in gold. Julian guided Mara to the car, his hand warm and reassuring. He did not ask her to be strong. He did not tell her everything would be fine. He simply stayed, present and unwavering, letting her feel whatever she needed to feel. In the quiet that followed, Mara understood something profound. The power that had walked into that bar was not money or influence, but love backed by integrity. It was the kind of power that did not need to crush others to stand tall. In the days that followed, the story spread, not as a tale of humiliation, but as one of accountability and grace. The bar issued a public apology and implemented new policies to protect patrons. The women involved faced social consequences that forced them to confront their behavior in ways they could not ignore. Some would change, others would not, but the seed had been planted. Mara returned to her routine, to her work with a local nonprofit, to the quiet life she cherished. She mended the gown, not because she needed it, but because it reminded her of a moment when everything could have broken, and did not. Julian watched her with pride, knowing that her strength had always been there, waiting to be recognized. He understood that his role was not to save her, but to stand beside her. Together, they turned a painful memory into a testament to resilience. Mara began speaking at community events, sharing her story not to shame, but to encourage empathy. She spoke about the power of bystanders, the importance of choosing kindness even when cruelty feels easier. Each time, she felt a little lighter, a little freer. As the sun set on that chapter of her life, Mara realized that healing did not mean forgetting. It meant remembering without letting the memory define her. The bar, the torn gown, the laughter, all became part of a larger story, one where compassion had the final word. She learned that sometimes, the world needs to see consequences delivered with grace to understand the true cost of unkindness. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you of a moment when kindness changed everything, please take a second to engage with this video. Your support helps stories like Mara's reach those who need them most. And before the end, we have a special request for you. Comment below with a message of kindness or a story of a time you stood up for someone or someone stood up for you. Your words might be the encouragement another viewer needs today. Mara's story is not about a billionaire walking into a bar. It is about a woman walking out of the shadows of her past and into the light of her own worth, supported by love that chose compassion over vengeance. In a world that can be so quick to tear others down, her journey stands as a quiet reminder that dignity, once reclaimed, can never truly be ripped away.